Okay, thank you. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming with such a huge number of participants today. Thank you for coming on the very last talk of the very last day of the Odoo experience. You're the best. So first to introduce the talk, because I guess you're wondering what's just behind that long title. We'll be going through the presentation of both our enterprise, our companies. We'll go through the situation at Galvametaux before implementing Odoo. We'll go through the implementation itself of Odoo, the challenges we met, and then what basically came out of that said implementation. So I'm the guy on the left. I'm part of the Odoo partner that implemented Odoo within Galvametaux. I'm what you can call a business developer, so roughly translated to a very nice and gentle salesperson.
So I'm Pierre Grégoire. So I'm the manager of managing the operation and the manufacturing in Galvametaux. I'm working there since 8 years now, and I was in charge to put in place Odoo in our business.
So first to start with Niboo, we're a team of 15 persons, all situated in Brussels. We have 10 years of experience in Odoo, and just to better understand the difference between Odoo and an Odoo partner, just get Odoo, the solution, the software itself, has a community core, which is free. Odoo, the editor, just added a layer of paying functionalities over it. And once you go to Odoo and say, okay guys, the product is fine, that's perfect, but I'm missing some functionalities from my job, from my industry, they just say, okay, go towards an Odoo partner. And that's what we do at Niboo, is basically to add extra layers, extra functionalities on the system to help you out on your business. Just for example, a few sectors where we worked in, so financial with MasterCard, we've done some ONGs as well, so basically all sizes, all sectors, but we have very specific abilities in other sectors as well. And here, for example, Galvametaux, who is within the transformation business, of course.
So yes, Galvametaux is a family business created by my grandfather in 1967. So we are a big player, I think, in this niche market of small parts, but specialized in spinning galvanizing. So we are exporting more than 80% of our turnover outside Belgium. It represents 25,000 tons a year. And yes, today we have nearly 40 employees in the company, and they help us to grow the company every day. And yes, so this is our company, so Galvametaux.
That's a very nice business to be into.
So before Odoo, we used to work more manually. So to start, we took all the inquiries from our clients, and after that, our manufacturing overviewer is checking his planning and said to the clients, okay, you have maybe 3 days of delivery time, and you have to check his Gantt chart to do that. But it takes some time, and every day there is new inquiries, so you have to adapt all day long his Gantt chart, and it's a bit loose of time. So after that, the truck is coming with the parts, and these parts have to be took by our logistics, and they create a paper who will follow all the manufacturing process in Galvametaux. But with this paper, it can be lost during the process. Our workers have to fill it at each step of the fabrication. So sometimes they forgot to fill it, or there is problem with that, or we can rewrite what they mark on it. So it puts some problem with that. And after that, so all this, at the end, of the manufacturing process, we have to weight all the parts on a scale, and this was another manual process we had. So the workers have to write on a keyboard all the details of the parts, on the batch, sorry, and after that the weight is printed on another page, a piece of paper. So we have two pieces of paper inside the factory, and after that we have to refill manually all this data for the billing to bill our customers. So that was a lot of manual action that we would to avoid with a new solution, and that was a ceiling effect, glass ceiling effect. So that's why Galvametaux want to modernize its management systems, and we goes to Odoo because we heard about it and we think that was a good solution, and this solution can bring us automatization, optimizing and simplifying all our internal process, and that will be better to reach new goals in the future for Galvametaux.
That's where we met.
Yes.
At that moment. So to better understand the duality of Odoo and an Odoo partner, you will on one side enjoy all the functionalities of a very excellent system that has been around for 10 years now. And with Odoo, what's excellent, I think, about the tool itself is the flexibility that allows the tool to have and to use in your company. It adapts to mainly all sectors and all sizes of companies, and usually with Odoo you can cover easily to 80 to 90% of your needs within your company, and that's where we come in to fix and to fill in the extra 10 to 20% of missing functionalities. What's also great with Odoo is that you got one new version each year, for those of you who don't know. So you're not fixed within one version, you can go up and upgrade every year, which means new functionalities, new applications each year as well. Why I go to an Odoo partner and which ones to use and to choose, just basically, is based on the expertise. So we've worked in the sector of the manufacturing before, and yet, and still at this time, we are very good within the accounting software as well, the accounting application, which is quite complex, can get complex at times. I think the extra service that can be brought by Odoo partner is specifically when we come on the field, within your company, and not do everything from at a distance online. You have to know that at Nibu, so we've been around for 10 years, most people within our team are seniors, so they all have at least 5 or 6 years of experience on Odoo. So I can tell you that everything will go as smoothly as possible. And it's also nice to notice for companies within Wallonia that were certified at the Chèque Entreprise de la Région Wallonne, okay, which allows us to go and get some subsidies for part of the implementation. So currently what happens when I went and met Pierre here, I started myself, that's my job basically, to go and get all the necessary information about the company. So what are his needs, how does he work nowadays, so at the moment when we meet. And based on our meeting, I'm able to give a rough estimate of the process, okay? The idea was, okay Pierre, that project is going to take that many days, which means that many euros that you have to expect from that project. I'm saying expect because that kind of project always evolve through the time. The business model might evolve from year to another. The scope of the project we basically align ourselves on might evolve as well during the project. So I'm saying expect because that can evolve through time, okay? Once Pierre decided to go forth with Nibu, we started with the accounting. Why the accounting? Because he had a very old software for the accounting.
It was above 50, and yes, we used to have this one. So we prefer to start by accounting to see if everything is fine with that. That was the case, so that permits to us to have other modules and maybe take many manufacturing and other modules.
So there was a trial for Nibu, basically. Yeah. If we succeeded into the implementation of the accounting, we could go forth with Galvametaux, which happened, fortunately. So basically we started with the accounting, and I would say also on a side note, people don't notice this, but if you are willing to implement the accounting software, application, we usually start with that one. Why? Because once the accounting has been configured, it's much easier to go forth with a product import and so on. While if you did this the other way around, you start with the products and implement the accounting later on, it's a bit more of work. That's a bigger workload, that's just it. So usually we start with the accounting, which could be counterintuitive, but that's the way we do it at Nibu. So as soon as we started that, in 2022 until 23, we started with basic applications that we try to use as standard as possible. So that's the way to do it. That's the best way to implement a system, is to start with what's within the system, try it out on the field, and then get feedback from the customer to try to improve it through time. So basically we started with the implementation of the sales, the inventory, the manufacturing, and then afterwards we went in optimizing it and perfect it. For example, that's also good to know that there is a website. We went through the website application for a certain time, but we didn't implement it yet. That wasn't part of the scope, or at least of the very priorities of the company at that time. So that's important to notice that sometimes we'll get through a project interested in one module. It's okay, not right now, that might be for later on. Once we got all the application basics, we started to optimize them. Okay, so what we did was to go through the bills of materials on the front of the products, improve the receipt, how to improve the manufacturing process. And we had a huge job too, and he's going to explain that a bit later on his daily use. We had to connect Odoo with a huge galvanization machine. I guess that's how you call it.
Like that.
The huge machinery with a Siemens one, and we had to connect Odoo with that to avoid manually encoding the data from the manufacturing process. So Odoo gets the information from the machine, which tells the operator, okay, the bath has been that long, the thickness of the product on the parts is supposed to be of that much, and so on and so on. This year we focused on adding extra modules, smaller ones, but adding some functionalities and improving the overall processes within Galvametaux. Certainly the quality checks that we put in place within the manufacturing process. And we are just trying to finish all the part about the purchases and the attendances. And I guess that the next discussion will be, will there be a migration or not into V18?
Yes.
Coming in the upcoming weeks.
So the implementation for Odoo, it was the things that I checked for. Sorry. So we used a lot of function of in standards for the module of sales and accounting, but manufacturing was really the big job for us. So we have 3 lines of innovation for that for us. It was the build of materials, so we had to split all the production in different receipts. So we have different work orders. So sometimes the parts doesn't need to go to work orders because they don't need it. So at first steps we need to degrease or not the parts. So it's a part of the build of material. So we can choose just galvanizing or galvanizing plus degreasing. So this allows to us to have different routes for each kind of parts. And after that, you can follow all the parts during the process. So each work order is marked in progress or done. So it's a quick overview of each production, and for us it's very good because our planners before was only the guys who know where the parts are in the factory, and now we can follow that through the program of the module manufacturing. And after that, it was another job, but a big one for us. We had to change our PLC for automatization, the galvanization line, because we had to change the process of the scale to weight the parts when they are finished after the production. And with that we can collect, like Loïc said, the thickness of the layer, the weight of each batch of galvanization products, and all this data is coming back directly in Odoo in our galvanization data, and this galvanization data are directly put in the right place for the delivery out or for the billing and everything. So we doesn't have any manual transcription, and so that's very good for us. And the last one is the traceability. So I said before we have two papers, and the first one who follow all the production is now pop-up on each screen, because we put a tablet on each machine, and so a pop-up appears to the workers who can fill all the details for the traceability of the product. So we don't have any other papers following the production, and all is digitalized now. And yes, that's a good improvement for us. And you said at the end we finished by the quality control module, and that's closing the manufacturing order. And after, all the data are displayed everywhere in the module of manufacturing, sales, and inventory. So it's a good transformation for us, and it's allow us to earn sometimes visibility, comment on peut dire, transparence, transparency, and so on. So it was good for us.
So of course, like in all projects, basically, there's always some, highs and lows. Of course, happens. You need to know that. So currently in this specific project, but could be used, on a higher scale on mainly all the projects, we had to face some challenges. For example, multiple emails, long emails, always describing situations rather than just calling or getting face to face with people, which is time consuming, and we miss most of the information also from time to time. There's also a fine line between understanding something and writing it into reports to align the decisions of the team all together. There's also a risk when you have a manufacturer to have the workers getting to adopt a new system, which is something you have to handle at the very early stages, otherwise nobody's going to use your new system. And of course, there's always the risk, which is never zero. We try to get as close as possible to zero. It's never zero, to say everything's fine in staging when you do the tests, the demos. But once you get into production and everyone starts working on the system, okay, there is bugs that we've never seen before, and you need to act quickly on it. And finally, the final risk we would need to identify is to go for the new upcoming employees who are going to join the company a bit later on, to have a system to onboard them, to help them better understand what the system they're going to use nowadays. So what we did, and what I guess is the best way to handle those situations, is first to organize regular face-to-face meetings. Okay, COVID didn't help, of course, but that's the basics. Just to get on the ground level, eyes to eyes, and say, okay, that's not going well, this is going well, how can we align ourselves? Regarding the notes, whatever the platform, whatever the way we take notes together, we always send them to our clients to make sure they read them if they have the time, and of course they comment them to make sure we align once again. Alignment, communication is really the basics of all relations. Industry-like and personal life-like. As for the manufacturing itself, and the employees, the workers, there has been a 2-day-long dry run, which means that basically a part of the team took some products to treat, and we followed the process from A to Z within Odoo, while the rest of the team, the rest of the company, still worked the old way, just to make sure that the dry run happens, everyone is on board with what they're supposed to do with the system, and is everything running smoothly? If yes, then we go further and we do a rollout of the entire team, entire company onto Odoo. Once that has been done, that the process has been validated and so on, we remain, as long as necessary, on site with the team to fix the different bugs that we couldn't identify and encounter while working on the project. So here we stayed for, 1 or 2 days, I think was enough. Apparently, and so what we did was to fix the bugs that we had. So we have one developer, one analyst in place to fix two situations. What we still need to be done at this time is the documentation for the upcoming employees of Galvametaux to help them better understand how to use the system. There is always the old way, with someone who's going to train them internally, a senior is going to help the junior and so on. But I think that the written part is really crucial to that kind of projects.
So yeah, I can maybe explain what a day, how is the day in Galvametaux. So maybe in the morning we receive some inquiry from our clients. So after that we have to fill the sale order. we fill it, but we put it in waiting status because when we are receiving the goods, sometimes the inquiry from the clients doesn't match the what we receive inside the factory. So our logistics are checking if all is good with the inquiry. If not, they adapt it, and after they put in sales order status. This allowed the production to be done, and the inventory, the delivery are done too. So with that, So when all of that is made, we print a paper that we put on each batch, and on this paper we can find the number of the manufacturing order that allow the worker to know if the parts are the good parts to be done. Yes, the process is beginning after that. After the paper is put in the batch, the parts are passing through all the manufacturing. The data are collected by Odoo from the PLC, like we said. The quality is checked by our team leader and in charge of the quality. After that, we can say the traceability is done by the pop-up, like I said, on each tablet from each machine. And so we have all the data collected. We can know that part is in this step of the process. So this is a clear visibility of what's happening in Galvametaux. So it's a big step for us for that. I think like that I can see if something is good or not, and we can check directly in the production. After that, we control all the weight to see if it's matching the real quantity. After that, we only validate the delivery when the truck is there and the parts are passing through Galvametaux. It's just a raw part transformed in Galvametaux. We put the layer of zinc and it goes back to the customer, and after the billing is directly done because we have all the data collected during the process. So it's an easier way and to work, and everything is planned, and yes, it's easier for us. So the benefits we have from that, it's because we are increasing the operational efficiency and improve the data accuracy. We eliminate all the redundancies and simplify the workflow by reducing efforts for our administrative operator. And after that, we improve the visibility of the production. We avoid all of the paper to fill inside the factory, so it's better for that. And we don't have manual fill after all the process, so it's accelerating the cycle of the sales. Like I said, we reduce the manual entry error because all is automatic now, and the visibility of the status in the production and in the inventory, and yes, the billing is done automatically too. So it's a big step for us, and a lot of benefits.
So to conclude, to speak, before Galvametaux had some issues regarding the different sale orders that had to be created manually and re-encoded afterwards for the invoicing and the follow-up. We had data that need to be also recorded to the invoicing system in Bob 50, second time at a time. And we also had to have a whole process handled manually. So the organization of the galvanization happened in a Gantt view that one person had access to and managed. The whole process was written on a piece of paper that followed the parts throughout the entire process of the galvanization. And all basically that made that, okay, the company was going very well, but there are things that they could improve to go further. So right now, nowadays, any confirmed sale order generates automatically in parallel within the system the manufacturing orders, the following up within the inventory system of the parts. We also have a more flexible system as well to basically quickly react to, okay, is the delivery of my client late? I was supposed to get the parts today. What am I supposed to do today if I don't have the parts? Okay, I got some parts of another customer on the site. I can use them now and put the manufacturing order before the other one. We also have now, which is much more easier for Pierre, I guess, the real-time dashboard. So there's no need to wait for people to finish the whole process of transformation and wait for the data. They're all live on the screen. One is in his desk office and managing what is currently happening within the factory, what's blocking things, what are the quality checkpoints that he needs to check afterwards, and so on. So overall, a project that's going very well. There are still a few things to be improved, as usual, as in every project that you might have. I guess we'll have a look at the website for the V18 and the gained view of the manufacturing planification.
That will be a big step for us too. It's the planification of all the manufacturing order, and we wait a bit for that. Maybe check together if there is some possibilities right now or not. But
V18.
yeah.
Thank you, Pierre, for coming today on the very last day, on the very last talk of the Odoo days. Thank you all in the public for being here today. You're the best. And I guess it's the time for the question. If there are some online or if you have some within the public, we'll be glad to answer to them. I'll gladly tell you, see you at our stand, but we are closing, so please give us a call whenever you have the time. Thank you for your attention. Merci.
Plaisir.
There are no questions. Okay. Okay, but yeah, just put on the QR code. Are there any questions within the public? It was clear and loud. Thank you guys. Enjoy your weekend. See you.